What's up, guys? Christian Soto here for RedChipPoker.com, and I'm very excited about this video. So the reason I'm excited about this video is because this is a topic that I've been very adamant about for the last maybe month and a half, and I've never gotten around to explaining it to you guys. Never gotten around to making a video about it or anything like that. So today we're in luck because Jimbo here has presented us with the exact situation for me to present this to you. And I am very excited about that. So let's talk about this. So here Jimbo's playing 1-2 no limit. He's $700 effective, which is pretty awesome. And the pre-flop raiser here is under the gun and he opens to 7. 3 people call, and now we're in the small blind with a decision, right? Obviously we're never folding here. Now the decision is going to be between 3-betting or calling. I think that's going to be dependent on who under the gun is. But I'm just gonna go with what happened here. I'm not really gonna get too into that topic because I want to get into really other cool things, right? So we call, and I think that's fine, whatever. So the flop comes down ace king 3 with 2 spades, the ace and the king being the spades. Now we have another decision, right? And we could either lead or check, right? Now leading here would be pretty bad just because we don't flop range advantage on this board at all, right? So if he has ace king or whatever, or he could just bluff us and stuff like that. So it's pretty bad for us to lead into this board. It's not a board that we would lead with often, right? So we check, which I think is 100% the correct play. And villain bets 25 into 35, and it folds around back to us, and we have a decision again, right? So now the decision is we obviously have a really good hand, right? We have a flush draw to the nuts, and we have a gut shot to the nuts as well, right? We even have a royal flush draw. That's how often do we get that, right? So obviously it's very tempting to raise, right? We have a really big hand, we're really deep, so it's really tempting to build a pot with a royal flush draw. Now I think it would be a huge mistake for us to raise here. But the reason is because sorry guys. The reason is because when we don't flop range advantage here, right, we're on a massive disadvantage, right? We have to kind of protect ourselves in just understanding how the rest of our range is going to perform here, right? So would we be check raising ace jack? I don't think so, right? Would we be check raising king queen? No. So that means that most of our hands here are going to be check calls, right? Because ace jack falls as a check call, and spades falls as a check call, and king queen falls as a check call. Which means also, by the way, that pocket threes should fall into the check call range as well. Just because we shouldn't have a check raise range at all on this board when we're out of position and this board comes down against the original raiser. So check calling here is absolutely correct for all those reasons. And I've tried to explain this with other people. Kind of the main thing you want to focus on is and maybe I'll elaborate on this on another video, is understanding in which paradigm you entered the hand. So all that really means is no matter what board this is, no matter what board comes down, you have to understand how you enter the hand, right? So if this board was 10 8 5 with 2 spades, right, we would have a very easy decision in terms of not like playing this hand very aggressively. Like, and I would probably choose to lead on that board rather than check raise, right? But given that on that board, like we could apply massive pressure whether he chooses to raise or whether he chooses to call. Because if he calls, we're gonna like probably trip out. Um, so obviously, but when the board comes ace king three, we have to understand that like we entered the hand as the caller. So even though the fact that we flopped a royal flush draw doesn't mean we should be piling money in, because we still have to remember in which paradigm we entered the hand, right? So calling here is 100% correct, and calling with your entire range on this board is 100% correct. If you somehow land here with like pocket threes, it's a call. It is a call, guys. It's not a check raise. It's a call, because ace jack is a call. That is why. Okay, so we choose a check call. Jimbo, awesome, dude. Like, great check call, right? Now the turn is the seven of spades, and we have the stone nuts. And now the discussion that Jimbo wants to get into is, do we lead this turn or do we check this turn? And if we go back to the flop, right, it will give you the answer to your question. So are we leading ace queen? No. Are we leading king queen? No. Are we leading what, pocket threes? No. So if we're not leading like the weaker portions of our range, like ace queen and ace jack, ace 10, king queen, king jack, whatever, right? Then we shouldn't be leading this either, because then our lead range is just way too strong, right? It's like only the nuts, only like spades, right? So the reason why you would check this turn is not necessarily because like we're trying to trap. It's more that we're protecting the rest of our range. All of the weaker ace x hands that like check called flop are not leading this turn, and they need protection from just getting blasted off. So your queen jack of spades is essentially protecting your ace 10 offsuit or ace 10 of diamonds or whatever it is that other hands you have that check called flop. And that's the reason why you're checking turn, is to protect all those hands. And on the flop, the reason why you're check calling flop is to protect your ace 10. And if you had pocket threes, the reason you would check call flop is to protect your ace 10. So think about the rest of your range, how it looks like in this spot, and that will give you the answer to your queen jack of spades. And that, folks, is called balance. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's like so many things I can go into, like in terms of like range advantages and like understanding like how you enter the hand and in which paradigm, and like I could go on and on and on, but like I try to make this like kind of a little bit entertaining, a little bit of just like me ranting off, and you guys pick up whatever it is that I say, and if you have any questions, like let me know. I'll eventually get to this topic in some video, and we will kind of exhaust it as much as I can. But yeah, like I'm really glad this hand came up, because I wanted to open the door to this topic, and I haven't had the chance to. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, obviously just hit me up. Peace.